Hello, my name is Dr. Arthur McClinu. I've dedicated my life to providing surgical care to patients with heart disease. My life began in the slums of Soweto in South Africa, where I learned to overcome adversity and illnesses, including the death of my best friend. That's why I want to be a resource for you and your family for consultation related to heart and cardiovascular needs. You can learn more about me by visiting my website, which is at zuluchescutter.com.
Time on the clock. Skip, how you doing? I'm doing fine. You have to take it serious. It's a great business to be in, but I'm focused. I'm ready to go. I have to tell you though, man, you definitely look good. I appreciate it. Well, give all of this to the wife. Sharon, love you, baby. Keep dressing. Sharon, love you. I want you to dress me too. So I'll be in Skip's closet tonight. All right, so just make sure you. That's another story. Anyway, hey folks, with us today is a gentleman by the name of Mr. Anthony Commodore. Now, he is I'm going to get some of this correct right now, and then some of it he's going to correct me a little bit later. He is in the filmmaking business. He's an author, and he wears a few other hats that he's going to tell you about in a little while. But as he does, he has this great book called The Other Foot. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for my good friend, Mr. Anthony Commodore. Now, I must start by saying, someone told me earlier, they were like, man, look, I'm going to introduce you to Anthony Commodore. I said, wait a minute. You obviously don't know me. I grew up on P4, Brick, the Commodores. I'm never going to forget this guy's name. So I know growing up, people used to throw jabs at you about your last name. All the time. So when you came in, they just they played Brick House when you walked in.
See, a lot of people now don't know the name of Commodore.
Oh, that's right. In today's world.
In today's world, so back
They just
in
know Lonnie Ricky.
back in the day. So back in the day, like I said, I went since I was in second grade by the name of Commodore. No one knew my first name, no one knew my middle name. No. It was all Commodore, so I just kept it.
Man, I wish I was in the second grade with you. You would have had a ball. Because I would have told stories about you that just make no sense to anybody else on the face of the earth. Quick drawing and some other things, man, I had you covered. Look, do me a favor, before Skip takes over, tell me about The Other Foot.
The Other Foot is about, one is a global project, and it took me about 2 years to do it. It's about a white male from the state of Maine who lived there his whole life. I actually went to Maine to learn how they live.
Man, that's what white folks in Maine, so you ain't got to go there.
The entire time I was in Maine, I saw one brother.
You saw one brother. He was milking the cow.
And we were at a shopping mall. So I pretty much built a story around, if you go to Maine, very beautiful place, great place to live. So the book was centered around a kid who grew up very smart, that skipped through school, loving family, mother, father, sister, and brother. He was the youngest, but he was the biggest person in his family. He was 6'5", 250 pounds, very smart.
Oh, small guy. I'm sorry, small relatively. The biggest one in his family, not in mine.
So he got skipped through school, started working at a top accounting firm. And the accounting firm in New York City saw his talents and we need to bring him down here. So he moved to New York City against his parents' will, meets a black woman, 5'3", 125 pounds. Well, long story short, they get married. Throughout the marriage, she starts to abuse him. And because he never seen or had domestic violence in his family, he would never get her back. So in 5 years, he would go to work with black eyes, broken limbs, like a woman would in domestic violence case. So after 5 years of abuse, she tries to stab him. He actually stabs her in the process, kills her. Now his whole life is in New York City courtroom. How are you going to find this big white guy innocent killing this little white woman? Little black woman, although he's the actual victim, and he struck back in self-defense. So,
man, how long have you had this imagination, Mr. Commodore?
I had a buddy who I used to work with in the state of Maine, and when he died of an aneurysm, I went up to his family. So I said, I like this place up there. And I went back to spend more time and see how they live, and I advised them I'm going to write a book based on what I saw in the state of Maine. Then I had to go to New York City to learn the laws, domestic violence.
So it wasn't just imagination. You picked up on some vibes when you were in Maine and in New York. Man, I can't wait to talk to you off camera about some of this.
Well,
before you decided that you were going to write this particular book, did authorship ever cross your mind prior to thinking about what happened to me?
No, not at that time, because back then, some years ago, I was an actor. I did several stage plays. I did a few films. Matter of fact, this guy that's sitting right up there, Richard Brown, he actually called me about 2.5 years ago after seeing me on stage and said, I want you in my film. So I acted in his film called Party, which I played the drug. So after that, I believe that was my last film, then I started getting to my own.
Well, speaking about film, since now we can actually say that after this show, you would have been a guest on the Roland GRIMES Not Just Sports Entertainment show. Do you think you can do us a favor and talk to that gentleman to see if he can find a role for Bubba and Skipper?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've been a short black woman, a tall white guy.